What's up, everybody? It's your man's KJ the Great dropping another edition of All Sports Media TV. But first, I want to say, I hope and pray everything is great your way. Now, let's get to it. So, undefeated three-belt welterweight world champion, none other than Errol the True Spence Jr., who currently holds the WBA, WBC, and IBF welterweight titles, will be making his 154 junior middleweight debut against none other than Keith one-time Thurman, who is 30 wins, one loss, no draws, with 22 wins coming by way of knockout. They are going to make their debut, both make their debut at 154. They are currently in negotiations and finalizing a deal between the two so that they could face off. Originally, the WBC had Keith one-time Thurman as the mandatory number one for Errol Spence's WBC welterweight title. So I don't know how this is playing out because the WBC title at junior middleweight is currently held by Jamel Charlo, who is 35 wins, one loss, one draw, with 19 wins coming by way of knockout. So I don't understand what this is, if this is going to be a telltale sign of making one of the winners kind of up in the rankings or number one for that title sometime in the future. But reports are also saying that after this fight is done, he has 60 to 90 days to negotiate a fight with Errol Spence has 60 to 90 days to negotiate a fight with none other than three-division world champion, former junior welterweight, undisputed world champion, currently the WBO welterweight world champion, none other than Terence Crawford, who is now 39 wins, no losses, no draws, with 30 wins coming by way of knockout. That right there makes up for the biggest fight in the sport of boxing, hands down. Both Errol Spence and Bud Crawford have repeatedly stated that they want to fight each other. The holdup has always been, the promotional teams and money and who's getting what, because who's signed to what, are they getting money up front? Are they getting money on the back end, et cetera, et cetera? That was always the main holdup with that. So, a fight prediction for Errol Spence versus Keith Thurman. In my opinion, I believe Errol Spence will stop Keith Thurman somewhere around the 9th or 10th round. You go back and look at Errol Spence's last fight with Udanis Ugas. He stopped him in the 10th round, and his motor was high. His work rate was real high. He was constantly on him. He was active, throwing punches to the body, throwing upstairs. He ended up breaking his ribs, his nose, and his orbital bone. And that's all the ringside doctor to call a stop to the fight. I believe in that same regards is the reason why Errol Spence will beat Keith Thurman. You go back and look at Keith Thurman's last fight against Mario El Azteca Barrios. Mario Barrios was having a lot of success in that fight on Keith Thurman and going to the body. And we all know Errol Spence's specialty is going to the body, going upstairs. So we did see that Keith Thurman was doing a bunch of core workouts to strengthen his core and such, et cetera, et cetera. But, a lot of boxers do that. Errol Spence, he's just a bit of a different breed. He's a naturally bigger guy. He has a lot of power in those. He doesn't necessarily have what you would call one knockout power, but it's an accumulation thing, after going to it so long and being so active on it, throwing those hooks to the body and hooks upstairs, uppercuts upstairs, that's how a lot of that played out. I just feel like Keith Thurman, with the sport of boxing, he's 1 foot in, 1 foot out the door, because he's only fought, 3 times pretty much in the last 6 or 7 years. It was reports that he was going to go into a fight with Jerron Boots Ennis but he was stating, it was also reports stating that he was wanting upwards of $7 to $8 million to take that fight. Now you look at the history between Keith Thurman and Errol Spence. Back when Keith Thurman was a unified welterweight champion, Errol Spence was laboring for the fight between the two, but Keith Thurman told him, "Not right now, young buck. It's not your time. Take your time. You'll get your time." Pretty much giving him the cold shoulder with the fight. And now that Errol Spence is unified champion, he told PBC when they did a poll about who they would rather see Errol Spence fight, he went to Twitter and said, "Take the L out of Lover because it's over. He does not want to fight, Keith Thurman." With that being said, I do believe this is a fight that could be one of those tricky fights for Errol Spence, not really wanting to fight. But I'm sure Derek James, his trainer, will have him focused. I'm sure he'll be focused if they get this fight done. But I believe Errol Spence will win the fight, like I said before, by way of stoppage somewhere around the 9th or 10th round. That's all I got for you guys. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at All Sports Media TV. Follow me on my other Instagram at KJ the Great 09. Make sure you like and share these videos. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me, like I said, guys, on my Instagram at All Sports Media TV. That's where I do all my updates. But that's all I got for you guys. Peace.